about this Black History Month thing, I want you to listen to me carefully and tell me if it makes sense, really. Now, Black History Month was started in America by some black people in America. To be precise, a man named Carter Woodson. It was Black History Week, and then it became Black History Month. Now, there's a lot of people in Jamaica who is saying that Black History Month is an American thing. The question is, because it's an American thing, what it mean? What it means that, all right, me could say it's an American thing. Is it beneficial to us as African people in Jamaica to analyze this American thing and see what benefits we can harness from this idea of Black History Month? And we must also ask the question, if we in Jamaica is saying that it's an American thing, it means, the people who are saying it's an American thing, have a serious problem with we celebrating something from America in that manner. Yet, listen to me. Can you explain to me why we celebrate all these holidays that come from America? Why is it that nobody is not skinning up their mouth and the other holidays them that we derive from America and Europe? Why is it that black people in Jamaica is saying that it's an American thing when the motto that them use in Jamaica out of many one is an American thing? Is it because lack of knowledge why we don't protest against the motto? Or is it that these guys who claim that that Black History Month is an American thing don't realize it's a group of white men sit down and declare out of many one, and then another group of black people sit down in Jamaica and say out of many one? The Jamaican motto is an American thing. Simply put, Boxing Day is a British thing. Valentine's Day is a British thing. Christmas Day is a Roman thing. Easter is a Roman thing. Call the other days them. The days of the weeks is a Roman thing. The days of the month is a Roman thing. We celebrate European holidays without questioning the validity of the holidays in relationship to our culture and heritage. We celebrate these colonial masters' holidays without a squirm coming from those who would say Black History Month is an American thing. When we look at our calendar, most of the holidays that is printed in different color on the calendar is coming from our colonial masters. And we don't hear, every time Valentine's Day come around, we don't hear nobody bawl out, but or any minister of government say, but why are we celebrating Valentine's Day? When Christmas come round, we don't hear people from the government bawling out. Why is it that we're celebrating Christmas Day? Jesus never born on Christmas Day. We should get rid of Christmas Day. What kind of hypocrisy is this? Why are we labeling Black History Month an American thing? When it's the same looking people, the same people who look like we, create that and put it aside for our benefit. Why are we instilling in the minds of the people that because it start and originate in America, we shouldn't give no credence to it. Yet still, all the other holidays, most of the other days, not only holidays, most of the other days, we almost want to, it's almost like Jamaican people want to celebrate all Thanksgiving Day too. It's weird, you know. I mean, I don't know if I have no sense or something. Maybe I have no sense. But really and truly, what a hypocrisy. In this Black History Month, we declare that it's a legitimate time to reflect on the contribution of African people and world history and Western civilization, and also to recognize that there's knowledge out there that is important and beneficial to our young people to know, so that they can get themselves out of the miseducation that they have been placed in over the years. Because we were not educated, we were indoctrinated. We go to school to be indoctrinated, because when we go to school and get indoctrinated, we can come out and think and behave and react to situations just like the oppressor does or do, like what we see now. Because what we see now in government and in the churches is a true reflection of what was taught to us by our slave masters. And the slave masters leave and gone back to England. And the perpetuation of these slave masters' ideologies and philosophy is still here with us in the personality of well-dressed slaves. The slaves, them dress up so nice in a coat and tie and suit and all these Italian shoes and all these things, and they are worse than the slave master that come from England. They look down on us. The only reason to look down on a person is to pick them up. That was said by Jesse Jackson. It is coming from America, that saying. How is it that most Jamaicans bawl out, God help those who help themselves? And most Jamaicans, when them say God help those who help themselves, believe it in the Bible. There's nothing in the Bible that says God help those who help themselves. Nothing. I challenge anybody who is any theologian or any priest or even Ian Bowen to come tell me, say, in the Bible, there's a quote that says God help those who help themselves. No go so. Jamaican people have it on their lips. Every day I said, why God help those who help themselves, you know. And them don't know, say, it's a white man named Benjamin Franklin said that years ago. A white guy named Benjamin said that years ago, God help those who help themselves. It is not a Bible quote. Let us put it that way. That quotation is not from the Bible. It's from an American. Not even an African American either. An Anglo-Saxon American. Declare God help those who help themselves. And we regurgitate it continuously till we end up saying it is in the Bible. Just like our beliefs say a man named Jesus born on the 25th of December. Nothing no go so. Nothing no go so. All the Pope know that. And him is the head of a billion people who have followed Jesus, who them say him is the vicar of Christ. And that is the next story about this Pope thing here. Because if uno believes that the Pope resigned because of old age, and because uno make a sad mistake. If uno sit down and hear them and say the Pope resigned because of ill health, uno make a sad mistake. No go so. And you're going to find out, you know, because when Muta talks on things, and man I say, well, where Muta get them things from? But I'm not going to say nothing about the Pope and why I'm resigning. You know. I'm going to wait till it busts on CNN and busts on BBC. All I'm going to say is that there's more to it than health. Why the Pope resigned. But the Pope is supposed to be the vicar of Christ on earth. And the Pope come telling us, say, look here, you know, say, based upon the calendar, something wrong with this calendar here, you know. It have a certain level of thinking. It's like, oh, we hear the Ethiopian calendar. The Ethiopian calendar is 7 years behind this Gregorian calendar, because the Ethiopian calendar have more heap of mistake, because it's a Julian calendar the Ethiopians use. How the early Ethiopians is using a Julius Caesar calendar to define and dictate them time. And people praise it like say it's something different. The Gregorian calendar is a calendar by the Pope. The Julian calendar used in Ethiopia is a calendar by Julius Caesar of Rome. Am they there? All right. So we want you to know that Black History Month is relevant. We're going to keep it alive. And as you can see, this radio station is really keeping Black History Month alive, because we don't feel it's an American thing. We feel it is quite relevant, especially in this society that we live in right now. And to hell with all these idiot people who claim and say it's not relevant, because we live in a country where the blacks are majority and we should have Chinese then, because them is a minority. It's foolishness. It's rubbish. Rubbish. Because we celebrate Chinese and Indian and white people every day. Look on the clothes we have on. Not we, but Uno. I have to say Uno though. Remember Bridget have an argument about Uno and them, you know. Uno clothes, most of Uno clothes what Uno wear right now, made in China. That means Uno celebrating Chinese economical development. So nobody now see that. Nobody now recognize their foolishness. That a country with 98% African stock, all of the clothes we are wearing now and I show off with it, made in China. You don't ever made in Trinidad or made in Cuba over there, so made in China. So where we need to have a Chinese History Month for? What is the purpose of having a Chinese History Month in Jamaica when the Chinese don't have a problem with them identity? The reason why we have a Black History Month, because black people have a problem with them identity. The minority group named Chinese in Jamaica don't have no problem with them identity. Because most of us go around with clothes marked made in China. All of the bridge them on the road now that is happening in Jamaica is Chinese come build it. So, I don't see Chinese have no problem. Them children learn Chinese language. When Chinese New Year's come, them celebrate it. I don't see them have no problem with them identity. It's we have problem with our identity. So our guy come go and like say, him not recognize that. It's a rude thing. People are come declare about Chinese, what we should, a Chinese History Month to be more relevant. Relevant to who? When you have the youth, them don't so don't even know nothing about them history and them past, and them hear about Marcus Garvey, them don't even know why we should able to celebrate Marcus Garvey. Them don't know nothing about Taki, them don't know about Sam Sharp, them don't know about Una Morrison, J.A. Rogers, Mary C. Cole. Historically, them don't know nothing about nothing. More than we are happening at them society right now. Kin up, turn up, and bend up. And cock out and push out and all these things. That's all them know. And then when I come talk about what is the relevance of Black History Month, it's relevant. If Black History Month is not relevant, out of many, one is not relevant. Because out of many, one is an American thing. Tell anybody say Muta Baruka said so. And if anybody want to come contradict me, go up on the internet or go ask President Obama what is written on the dollar. The out of many one is written on the dollar bill in Latin. How did Jamaica get the same motto like Jamaica, like America? Because they adopted it from the Americans. It's an American thing. It's an American thing. Out of many one. Nobody's complaining about it. I am not complaining that it's an American thing. It's just I know it's not conducive and relevant to our situation here in Jamaica?